Are you ready to get some premium arbitrage betting software, but tossing up between a few different options? Perhaps you're wondering whether Surebet.com is worth the money or not. Well, in this Surebet.com review, I'll be taking you through the pros and cons of their software, plus give you a look at how it actually works to help you make up your mind. So let's get straight into it and look at the pros and cons. The main pros of the Surebet software are they give you access to over 80 bookmakers and about as many clones as well, which is a pretty decent number of bookmakers. There are other software out there that cover more bookmakers for sure, but 80 is still a pretty decent number, and you won't be left lacking there. Even better than this though, they cover almost 40 sports, including a whole bunch of esports as well, which is really good, and that's definitely at the top end of what most software out there are able to cover. So that's excellent. Their interface is pretty simple and straightforward, which means you won't be getting distracted or confused too much by how the arbs work and what you need to be betting on. They also include value bets for free, which is a really nice feature. Pretty much all other software out there charge you extra for access to their value bets, but for Surebet.com, if you purchase the base package, you will get value bets included for free, which is really nice. They also have a very low monthly price. They're much cheaper than some of the other software options out there that I've talked about. And there is actually a discount coupon available for readers and viewers of the Arb Academy down in the video description below. So check out the video description if you would like access to a discount coupon for Surebet.com. They also have a free trial available, which is a nice way to test out their software risk-free without spending any money if you want to see if it's the right one for you. In terms of the cons of this software, first up, they don't offer any live arbitrage betting. Some people will like to do a live arbitrage betting. It is definitely more difficult than pre-match betting, but it does have the benefit that it's less likely to be detected by the bookmakers. So for those people that do want to do live arbitrage betting, Surebet.com is probably not the right software for you. You'll want to look at something else, like perhaps Bet on Value or something like that. Have a look at the other videos on my channel to get a feel for what software might be suitable for you instead. Surebet also doesn't offer any horse racing arbs. So if you are really into horse racing arbs, then this is probably not the software for you. But they do cover a ton of other sports, including all the standard ones that most people do arbitrage betting on, like soccer and tennis. So it's probably not a deal breaker for too many people, but if that is really important to you, then you will want to look elsewhere. Anyway, now that we've got these pros and cons out of the way, let's now take a look at the software directly and how it works. So here is the Surebet.com software. As you can see, it runs entirely in your browser. There's no additional software or anything that you need to download to get this running. Just navigate to the Surebet.com website to start using it. And the software runs in English, but also it runs in a whole bunch of other languages, which you can see down here. So yeah, if English is not your preferred language, you're covered here. So that's all good. Going back up to the top here, as you can see, here is the nav bar, Surebets, where you can access the short bets, middles, and the value bets, which are the three main profitable bets that you can find using this software. I'll stick with short bets for the time being here, just to give you a look at how it all works. So yeah, once you've selected what type of profitable bet you want to be looking at, then over here you'll see that you can access a few other options here in this secondary navigation bar. You've got a search function, which allows you to search for different arbitrage bets, which is quite useful. You can search by like the players or by the match or the league, that kind of thing, which is useful if there's a particular bet or match that you want to look at. You can also access an arbitrage betting calculator here, which we'll look at in a second. An odds format converter, converting between decimal odds and American odds and English odds, even Malay and Hong Kong odds as well, percentages and probabilities. So that's quite useful. There's a browser extension here. You can see how frequently the odds are being updated, and there's some tutorials that you can access over here, which is quite nice. So if we look at this first Surebet over here, we can see that we can get basically see that this is a Surebet between these two players for this particular match, which is Wimbledon 2021 ladies first round. And you can see the date that it's on and the time and how long it is until that match is scheduled to begin, which is useful. You can see the two bookmakers that is between, and in fact one of them is a betting exchange, that's BetDAC. We can see the profit here, which is 115%, so this is a huge arbitrage bet really. and then you can see the ROI if you take it into account the time factor as well, and act as if you were going to place this bet many times over the period of 1 year. The ROI on this bet is 73,000%, which is quite massive. I'm sure you'll agree. You can see how long it's been since this short bet was discovered, 34 minutes. And then you can also hide your short bets here. If you, for some reason, don't want to see this match anymore, maybe you've already placed a bet on this match and you don't want to see anything more about it. And you can access a short bet calculator here. Just before we get to the short bet calculator, over on the right, you can see the market that you're going to be betting on with the two different bookmakers. And then you can see the odds that they are offering for each of these markets, which is useful. And I guess this number here is perhaps giving you an indication of liquidity at that particular price, considering that that is a betting exchange. Down here, you can also see that there are additional short bets for this match, but at the moment, the software is grouping all of those short bets together and just showing you the best possible one, the most profitable one for this match. But if you click here, you could access all of the additional short bets that are available for this match. So back over to the arbitrage betting calculator. If we click on this button here, a betting calculator will pop up over here and it will automatically populate the odds for this match. So I just zoom out there a little bit. Yep. So yeah, here we can see it's already put in those necessary odds here for the two different bookmakers. We've got the commission percentage here as well, which is of course 0 with a bookmaker, but the default with BetDAC is 5%, so it's included that as well, and automatically work out the net odds that you're going to get after taking into account the commission. And then over here, you can see the stake based on if you were doing a total stake of $100 US here, you can see how much you would need to bet with each of the different bookmakers. And the nice thing is that you can play with the different currencies here. So depending on what currency you choose, then it should automatically update the odds and tell you exactly what it should be. And it'll use a certain exchange rate here, but you are welcome to enter your own exchange rates, I believe, on the settings page as well. So yeah, if you do change these, this here will automatically update, yeah, which is very nice. You can also then choose to which bet you want to distribute the profit over. So if you only want to have the profit all falling on one particular outcome, you can tick one box and then it will try to make sure that there's very little profit on this one and maximize all the profit on the other one, which is nice. And then over here, you can set a fixed stake amount. And yeah, down here, you can do your rounding as well. Oh yeah, sorry. Here's the area to enter your own exchange rates. So you can do all of that there, which opens up a few more additional options. Here's where you can round the stakes. And yeah, a few other options about the exchange rates as well. So that's quite useful. Up here, it's telling you how long it is until that particular event is scheduled to occur, which is nice as well. Closing that, we can then, so now we basically understand how the short bets work on the software here. You can see that they've found 172,000 short bets out there at the moment, which is quite good. So you won't be running short of short bets in this software. There's plenty out there, which is nice. Along the right-hand side here, we can filter our short bets, which is quite good. You can even save your filters as a preset, which is useful, so you don't have to reset these filters every single time. You can sort the short bets, which is different to filtering. That's just telling you for the ones you filtered, what you want to sort them by, which can be useful. And yeah, down here you can say, I only want ones with a certain number of outcomes, a profit range and ROI, when the event is occurring. Over here, you can filter out your bookmakers to choose which ones you want to use and don't want to use based on the ones you have actual accounts with. And similarly with the sports here as well, you can see they've only got certain sports selected here, but of course you can select a whole bunch of additional sports if you like. And then there's also a couple of advanced filters here as well, which I won't get into details, but yeah, you can play around with all of that as well. Up here, you can actually play around with a few general settings as well. So these are all like the bookmakers that you tend to use. Up here, you can, if we click on general settings, you can change your default odds that you like to use, how many results you like to show per page, and if you like what little music you like them to play when they find a new short bet that matches your filters, all of that kind of thing, which is all very nice. So yeah, that's that. That pretty much covers most of that. There's also the middles here, and which which takes on a pretty similar format to the sure bets. Just the only difference is that they will show you here in red the profit that you're expected to earn if your middle misses, which means that if you don't get the middle, so if we look at this second one here, that's actually based on the same match we saw before. And if you're betting on a particular, how many games are going to occur in this match. So with Vivaro Bet, you're going to be betting on over 26.5 games. And with Betway, you're betting on under 27.5 games. So no matter what happens here, you're going to, one of these bets is going to win. But if there is exactly 27 games in this match, then both of the bets will win. The nice thing about this middle is that even if your middle misses and you fail, it's not exactly 27 games, then you will still make 25.3% profit, which is really massive. That's huge. But if by chance there is exactly 27 games in this match, you will get 151% profit. So that's just a huge middle there. And there's a whole bunch of other options. There's a whole bunch of middles out there. As you can see, it's found almost 5,000 middles, which is nice. And you can do similar filtering over here as well. I won't go into the details, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And then just looking lastly at the value bets as well, you can see there's 11,000 value bets out there. These are a bit different again because we are only looking at one outcome. We're not betting on all outcomes, we're only betting on one outcome. So for example, if we bet on, if we look at this first one here, England versus Ukraine, and then if you're betting on a certain market here of how many goals are going to be scored by England, for example, you can see the odds here are 13. But the probability of this occurring is actually 29.8%. It's actually pretty high based on what the sharp bookmakers and the exchanges are pricing their odds at. Which means that these odds here offered by LSBet are really massive. They're way too high. They shouldn't actually be this high. So that's where the overvalue percentage comes in. It's showing how overvalued these odds are relative to the true probability. And that is basically your edge over the bookmaker. If you were to place this bet, you're getting much better odds than you should be getting by 276%, which makes that an excellent bet to go for. And that is basically the essence of the value bet. And again, there's all the filtering that you would expect over here. Pretty self-explanatory. If you're just targeting a certain overvalue number, or if you're targeting a certain likelihood of hitting that number, of that bet actually hitting and being a success, you can play around with all those kinds of things. Again, the bookmakers and the sports. So as you can see, 11,000 value bets. There's plenty out there, which is excellent. So that pretty much covers the sure bet software. It's simple. It's not complicated. It's easy to understand what's going on. I like it, really. I think it's useful. The thing that makes it even better is the pricing. It is only priced at, I believe, 25 to 26 euros per month, I think, for a standard subscription. And that includes sure bets and value bets. If you pay an extra €2 a month, I believe you get access to middles as well, which is well worth it. I mean, it's only €2 a month. A single middle will pay for that many times over. So yeah, I recommend going for that full package there. As I said, there is a discount coupon available in the video description below. So yeah, please check that out and use that link to get access to that coupon, which is exclusively for you guys. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy that. This is a great option, I think, for those that don't have the money to shell out on a really expensive arbitrage betting software. There are definitely some quite expensive ones out there. If you just want to get started and get a feel for arbitrage betting and how it works, but you don't need some of the more fancy features that the other software packages have, then I think this is definitely a good option for you. It's also good for those who aren't sure if they want to do arbitrage betting or value betting. You can try out both in this package. It doesn't cost you anything extra to get the value bets as well as the sure bets. So I really like that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this surebet.com review. If you have any questions, please leave them in the video description below. Please leave them in the comments below. And I will do my best to get back to you and answer any questions you have. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much, guys.